Virtual Noob, Chad King. Welcome to today's session. I'm just going to cover how to rename VMnics. I didn't see an official video out there for it, so I thought that I would cover it in a little bit of detail. So, first thing you're probably asking is well, why would I ever want to do that? Well, there's two reasons I can think of. One, some sort of hardware problem, issue, something changed with your physical NICs or something like that. Number two is maybe you want a standardized naming convention for your NICs. Maybe you want to name them by what switch they connect to or something like that. Long story short, the hardware number one was obviously the one that I had an issue with. Now we do use UCS. I use that daily. So if there's something or a trick in that I could probably learn about how to ensure that I don't get my VMnics changed when moving stuff in UCS and stuff, that's really great. Obviously, it's not the most important thing, so it's not something that's going to be huge for me. I had to replace some mezzanine cards, stuff like that, so it just happens. So I'm sure there's a way to creatively take care of this in UCS, but I just kind of wanted to set the stage for while I was doing this. So number one thing you want to do is you want to back up your configuration. So CP is the copy command, and then we're going to put the file after we copy it. And so this is one I've already done what I needed done on. I renamed the VMnics and then I rebooted the host. You may not even have to do that. You might just have to cycle the network management services, and I'm going to try that on this one to see if I could just do that. There might be some things that might need recaching though for when it reloads, so because ESXi, everything's in memory. So that's one thing to think about when you're working on this. Anyways, we're going to rename this file. This is the one I've already changed. And so that's how you pretty much copy that backup file. Now I'm going to come over here. Obviously, you want to run a VI command because ESXi does not have nano, in case you do not know that. And then there's your VI right there. So I'm going to go ahead and close this window out. Alright, so this is the one that actually needed changing, and so as you can see I have my cursor up here. When you get down to the device / VMnic names, this is where you can change your VMnics and what they're named as. Now, you don't have to take them out of the switch, okay? If you come and you look in the VIC client, you can remove them, you can leave them in, it doesn't matter. Whenever the host reboots, it'll rename them all and put them in the proper switches that they're supposed to go in, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. So you're going to hit I here, and you're going to hit backspace, and I'm just going to rename these accordingly. And note that when you're using VI, the numpad to the right of your keyboard doesn't work. I don't have a Windows guru back experience, so I didn't know that. And there's also two VMware KBs that I'll reference as well that you can go to check this out for yourself. And then we're going to quit and write that file. So you're going to hit escape to exit out of insert. Then you're going to hit colon, and then you're going to hit W, and then quit. Alright, now we're going to reboot. You can see now that all my VMnics are named correctly. Without renaming or removing my VMnics, they were updated in the networking switch. So though you could probably cycle the networking services in ESXi, the reboot is probably the best way to do this. Anyways, I want to thank you for joining me and watching this video and learning how you can easily reconfigure these NICs. Now, if you do the first step in the video in which I talked about copying that configuration file, if you do that before you do a replacement, then all you have to do is save the file back over that and reboot your host. As long as your hardware hasn't changed, you should be fine. But anyways, thanks again. Chad King, Virtual Noob. Have a wonderful day.